Throughout life, we've all faced those moments of sadness and desolation that make us question why so much pain exists. Is there really a way out of this darkness? These are moments when it seems there is no way out, and we can't find the reason for so much suffering. Now I ask you, have you ever thought that behind so much gloom lies a higher meaning? A reason that makes everything make sense? This, my friend, is the purpose of this video, to explore Stoic lessons that guide you through sadness and difficult times. Here you will find teachings that will strengthen your resilience in the face of any adversity. Whether you are in a personal crisis or just need a little encouragement in your day-to-day life, I invite you to absorb these teachings, allowing them to nurture your spirit and lift your spirits. Together, we will transform darkness into light and find the strength to move forward. Let's begin. 1. Acceptance of what we cannot change. Throughout our lives we encounter an inevitable reality, the incessant change of circumstances around us. How can we act in the face of this reality? What options do we have when we cannot alter what happens around us? The Stoics taught us how to respond to what we cannot control by accepting what is beyond our reach. Although this concept may seem simple, applying it in our daily lives can be a complex and profound challenge. As the Stoic philosopher and Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny for what could more aptly fit your needs." Acceptance is not about resignation or passivity. It's about understanding the limits of our control and focusing our energy on what we can influence: our actions, our responses, and our attitudes. Imagine facing a sudden loss or an unexpected change that disrupts your life. The initial reaction might be to resist, to question why this is happening, to feel the overwhelming weight of helplessness. However, by embracing the Stoic principle of acceptance, we shift our perspective from resistance to understanding, and from despair to resilience. Think of a river flowing steadily along its course. Obstacles in its path, rocks, fallen trees, bends, do not stop the river, but shape its flow. Similarly, life's challenges and changes shape our journey. When we resist these changes, we exhaust ourselves against the immovable. But when we accept them, we find ways to flow around them, adapting and continuing our journey with renewed strength and clarity. Take, for example, the story of a professional athlete who faces a career-ending injury. Initially, the pain of losing something so integral to their identity can be immense. However, by accepting the reality of their situation and focusing on what they can control, rehabilitation, new career paths, or mentoring young athletes, they can find a new sense of purpose and fulfillment. Their acceptance becomes the foundation for building a new, meaningful chapter in their life. This principle also applies to everyday situations. Consider the frustration of being stuck in traffic. Instead of succumbing to anger and stress over an uncontrollable situation, acceptance allows you to find peace in the moment. Use the time to listen to an audiobook, reflect on your day, or simply practice mindful breathing. By shifting your focus from what you cannot change to how you respond, you transform a potentially negative experience into a moment of tranquility. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This Stoic wisdom teaches us that obstacles and changes, rather than being hindrances, can actually propel us forward. By accepting these obstacles and focusing on our reactions, we can turn adversity into an opportunity for growth. Another powerful aspect of acceptance is its impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Resisting what we cannot change often leads to unnecessary stress, anxiety, and suffering. Acceptance, on the other hand, brings a sense of peace and clarity. It allows us to conserve our mental and emotional energy for the things that truly matter: our values, our goals, and our relationships. Consider a personal relationship that faces a significant challenge, such as a misunderstanding or a difference in values. Accepting the reality of the situation doesn't mean giving up on the relationship. Instead, it means acknowledging the difficulty and focusing on constructive ways to address it. This might involve open communication, seeking compromise, or, in some cases, recognizing that parting ways may be the best option for both parties. Acceptance allows us to navigate these situations with grace and integrity, maintaining our inner peace while respecting the complexities of human relationships. Acceptance also ties into the broader Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from within, from mastering our own thoughts and reactions. By accepting external circumstances, we reclaim our inner freedom. We realize that while we cannot control the world around us, we have complete control over our inner world, our attitudes, our choices, and our actions. To cultivate acceptance, start with small, everyday practices. When faced with a minor inconvenience or disappointment, pause and remind yourself that this is beyond your control. Focus instead on how you can respond positively. Over time, this practice will become a habit, extending to more significant challenges in your life. Mindfulness meditation can also enhance your ability to accept what you cannot change. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to observe thoughts and emotions without judgment, creating space for acceptance. Regular meditation can help you develop a calm, centered mindset that is resilient in the face of life's inevitable changes. In conclusion, the Stoic principle of accepting what we cannot change is a profound lesson in resilience and inner peace. By embracing acceptance, we shift our focus from resistance and suffering to understanding and growth. This practice empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace, turning obstacles into opportunities for advancement. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius taught us, accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs. By accepting what we cannot change, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, finding strength and serenity in the face of adversity. 2. Resisting adversity. The Stoics taught us that adversity not only tests our resilience, but also offers us the opportunity to develop our greatest potential. How can we use the most complex challenges to improve ourselves? As the Stoic philosopher Seneca taught, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove his fortitude. These words highlight that we should not see adversity as our enemy, but as a valuable opportunity to strengthen ourselves. Adversity is an inescapable part of life. Whether it comes in the form of personal loss, professional setbacks, or unexpected challenges, it tests our resilience and fortitude. The Stoic approach to adversity is not to avoid it, but to confront it head-on, using it as a tool for personal growth and development. Imagine a young entrepreneur who faces the failure of their first business venture. The initial reaction might be one of despair and self-doubt. However, by adopting a Stoic perspective, this individual can view the failure as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. They can analyze what went wrong, learn valuable lessons, and use this newfound knowledge to build a more robust and successful enterprise in the future. The adversity faced becomes a catalyst for greater achievements. Seneca's wisdom teaches us that adversity is essential for proving and strengthening our character. Without challenges, we cannot test our limits or discover our true potential. It is through facing and overcoming difficulties that we grow stronger and more resilient. Just as a muscle becomes stronger through resistance training, our character and fortitude are built through the trials we endure. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who faced numerous failures and setbacks before success inventing the light bulb. Instead of succumbing to frustration, Edison viewed each failure as a valuable lesson. His famous quote, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work," exemplifies the Stoic mindset of embracing adversity as a path to success. His persistence and resilience in the face of repeated failures ultimately led to one of the most significant inventions in history. In our everyday lives, we too can adopt this mindset. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? And how can this challenge help me grow stronger? And how can this challenge help me grow stronger? This shift in perspective transforms adversity from a source of suffering into an opportunity for personal growth. Another key aspect of resisting adversity is maintaining a sense of purpose and direction. When we have a clear understanding of our goals and values, We can navigate challenges with greater focus and determination. Adversity becomes less daunting when we are driven by a strong sense of purpose. It fuels our resilience and empowers us to overcome obstacles. Stoicism also teaches us to control our reactions to adversity. While we may not be able to control external events, we can control how we respond to them. This inner control is the true source of our power. When faced with adversity, practice mindfulness and self-reflection to manage your emotions and maintain a calm, centered mindset. By controlling your reactions, you can approach challenges with clarity and resolve, turning potential setbacks into opportunities for growth. Furthermore, adversity often reveals our inner strengths and capabilities that we may not have realized we possessed. It forces us to step out of our comfort zones and tap into our hidden reserves of courage, creativity, and resilience. Each challenge we face and overcome adds to our inner strength, building a reservoir of fortitude that we can draw upon in future trials. To cultivate resilience in the face of adversity, engage in regular self-reflection and mindfulness practices. Reflect on past challenges and consider how you overcame them and what you learned. This practice reinforces your confidence in your ability to handle future difficulties. Mindfulness meditation can also help you stay grounded and centered during tough times, allowing you to approach adversity with a calm and composed mind. In conclusion, resisting adversity is a fundamental Stoic lesson that teaches us to view challenges not as enemies, but as opportunities for growth and strength. By embracing adversity with a positive mindset, maintaining a sense of purpose, controlling our reactions, and recognizing our inner strengths, we can transform difficulties into stepping stones toward greater achievements. Remember Seneca's wisdom. Remember Seneca's wisdom. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove his fortitude. 3. Control of emotions. The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, provide us with valuable lessons on how we can control our emotions. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the life of a man is what his thoughts make of it. This quote teaches us that we ourselves, with our thoughts, shape our lives, not external circumstances or what others think or say. This concept is not just theoretical, but practical and essential for leading a life of peace and resilience. In this lesson, we will explore how to harness the power of our thoughts to control our emotions and in doing so transform our lives. Emotional control is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that our emotions are not dictated by external events, but by our interpretations of those events. This distinction is crucial because it places the power of emotional regulation squarely in our hands. By changing our perceptions and thoughts, we can manage our emotional responses and maintain inner peace, even in challenging situations. Consider the story of Epictetus, who was born into slavery and faced immense hardships throughout his life. Despite his circumstances, Epictetus maintained a serene and composed demeanor, attributing his emotional resilience to his Stoic training. He taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we perceive and react to it. This perspective allowed him to endure adversity with grace and strength, demonstrating the transformative power of controlling one's emotions. To begin controlling your emotions, start by practicing self-awareness. Self-awareness involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When you experience a strong emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, or anxiety, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now, and how are these thoughts influencing my emotions? This practice helps you identify the thoughts that trigger your emotional responses, providing a starting point for change. Mindfulness meditation is an effective tool for enhancing self-awareness. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to stay present and observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. This practice creates a space between stimulus and response, allowing you to choose how to react rather than being driven by automatic emotional reactions. Over time, mindfulness can help you develop greater control over your emotions, leading to a more balanced and peaceful state of mind. Another key aspect of controlling your emotions is cognitive restructuring. This technique involves challenging and changing negative or irrational thoughts that contribute to emotional distress. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious about an upcoming event, examine the thoughts driving that anxiety. Are they based on facts or assumptions? Are they realistic or exaggerated? By questioning and reframing these thoughts, you can reduce their emotional impact. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This principle is especially relevant when it comes to emotions. Often, our emotional distress arises from trying to control things outside our influence, such as other people's actions or external events. By accepting that we cannot control these factors and focusing on our own responses, we can alleviate much of our emotional turmoil. This shift in focus empowers us to take control of our inner world, regardless of external circumstances. Consider a scenario where you receive criticism at work. Your initial reaction might be one of anger or defensiveness. However, by applying Stoic principles, you can reframe the situation. Instead of focusing on the criticism itself, which is beyond your control, focus on your response. Ask yourself, is there any truth in this feedback? How can I use it to improve? In this feedback, how can I use it to improve? This approach not only helps you control your emotional response, but also turns a potentially negative experience into an opportunity for growth. In addition to cognitive restructuring and mindfulness, practicing gratitude can also help in controlling emotions. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking or going wrong to what is positive in your life. By regularly reflecting on the things you are grateful for, you cultivate a more positive outlook, which can buffer against negative emotions. Keeping a gratitude journal and writing down a few things you are thankful for each day can help reinforce this practice. Developing emotional resilience is another crucial aspect of controlling emotions. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and maintain emotional stability in the face of challenges. To build resilience, practice self-compassion, seek social support, and engage in regular self-care activities, such as exercise, healthy eating, and adequate sleep. These practices enhance your overall well-being, making it easier to manage your emotions effectively. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, can also help you prepare for and manage emotional responses to potential challenges. This practice involves mentally rehearsing potential difficulties and considering how you would respond to them. Worst-case scenarios and planning your reactions, you can reduce the emotional impact of actual challenges when they arise. This preparation fosters a sense of readiness and control, enabling you to handle difficulties with greater composure. In conclusion, controlling your emotions is a vital Stoic lesson that empowers you to shape your life through your thoughts and responses. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, cognitive restructuring, gratitude, and resilience, you can develop greater control over your emotions and maintain inner peace in the face of adversity. Remember Marcus Aurelius' wisdom: the life of a man is what his thoughts make of adversity. Remember Marcus Aurelius' wisdom: the life of a man is what his thoughts make of it. By mastering your thoughts, you master your emotions, and by mastering your emotions, you master your life. 4. Patience as a virtue. Patience, in our times of immediacy, stands out as an extraordinary quality, a beacon that guides us towards peace and inner serenity, highly valued by the Stoics. As Marcus Aurelius said, time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away. This profound insight into the transient nature of life highlights the importance of patience. By embracing patience, we can navigate life's challenges with calm and grace, finding peace in the present moment. In our modern world, where instant gratification is often the norm, the practice of patience can seem countercultural. We are conditioned to expect immediate results and quick fixes, leading to frustration and anxiety when things do not happen as swiftly as we would like. The Stoics, however, teach us that patience is a powerful virtue that allows us to endure hardships, delay gratification, and maintain inner peace amidst the chaos. To cultivate patience, start by acknowledging the transient nature of life. Recognize that everything is in a state of constant change, and that impatience often arises from a desire to control or rush this natural flow. When faced with delays or obstacles, remind yourself that these are temporary and that, in the grand scheme of things, they are part of the journey. This perspective helps you develop a sense of acceptance and reduces the urgency to push against the natural order. Mindfulness and meditation are invaluable tools for developing patience. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to stay present and observe your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This practice helps you become more aware of moments when impatience arises and allows you to respond with calm and composure. Regular meditation can also help you cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace, making it easier to remain patient in the face of challenges. Another key aspect of patience is managing your expectations. Often, impatience stems from unrealistic or overly high expectations. By setting realistic goals and timelines, you can reduce the likelihood of feeling frustrated or disappointed. Break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way. This approach not only makes your goals more achievable, but also helps you maintain a positive outlook and a steady pace. A positive outlook and a steady pace. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison before becoming the president of South Africa. Practicing gratitude can also enhance your ability to be patient. By focusing on the positive aspects of your life and appreciating what you have, you can shift your attention away from what is lacking or delayed. Gratitude fosters a sense of contentment and helps you maintain a balanced perspective, reducing the impulse to rush or force outcomes. Engaging in activities that require patience can also help you develop this virtue. Hobbies such as gardening, knitting, or playing a musical instrument involve processes that take time and cannot be hurried. These activities teach you to appreciate the slow, steady progress and the beauty of incremental growth. By immersing yourself in such practices, you can cultivate a greater sense of patience and mindfulness in your everyday life. Furthermore, practicing self-compassion is crucial for developing patience. Be kind to yourself when things do not go as planned or when you find yourself feeling impatient. Recognize that impatience is a natural human emotion and that it takes time and practice to cultivate patience. Treat yourself with the same understanding and compassion that you would offer a friend. This self-compassion helps you maintain a positive and constructive attitude towards your growth. In conclusion, patience is a powerful Stoic virtue that enables us to navigate life's challenges with calm and grace. By acknowledging the transient nature of life, practicing mindfulness and meditation, managing expectations, drawing inspiration from resilient figures, practicing gratitude, engaging in patient activities, and treating ourselves with compassion, we can cultivate patience in our daily lives. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away. Embrace the flow of life with patience, and you will find peace and fulfillment in the journey. 5. The importance of empathy. In a world where human connection is often lost in the daily hustle and bustle, empathy shines as a saving light capable of illuminating even the darkest moments. It becomes the bond that unites our hearts and the common language of understanding and compassion. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Let us try to step into the soul of another person. Let us walk in their shoes." Empathy is not just a moral virtue, but a practical tool that enhances our relationships, improves our understanding of others, and fosters a more compassionate society. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It goes beyond mere sympathy, which is feeling sorry for someone, and involves truly putting yourself in another's position. This deeper connection allows us to respond more thoughtfully and supportively to those around us, fostering a sense of unity and shared humanity. In the Stoic tradition, empathy is essential for living a virtuous life, as it aligns with the principles of wisdom, justice, and compassion. Consider the story of Cincinnatus, a Roman statesman and a model of Stoic virtue. When called upon to serve as dictator to defend Rome, Cincinnatus left his humble farm, led Rome to victory, and then willingly relinquished his power to return to his farm. His actions were guided by a profound sense of duty and empathy for his fellow citizens. He understood the hardships faced by the people and acted not for personal gain, but for the common good. Cincinnatus exemplifies how empathy can drive just and virtuous actions, fostering a strong and unified community. To cultivate empathy, start by actively listening to others. Listening is more than hearing words. It involves paying attention to the emotions and intentions behind those words. When someone is speaking, focus fully on them, avoiding distractions and withholding judgment. Reflect on what they are saying and acknowledge their feelings. This practice not only helps you understand their perspective, but also shows them that you value and respect their experiences. Another effective way to develop empathy is through perspective taking. When faced with a disagreement or conflict, try to see the situation from the other person's point of view. Ask yourself how you would feel if you were in their position and what factors might influence their thoughts and actions. This mental exercise can break down barriers and foster mutual understanding, making it easier to find common ground and resolve conflicts. Empathy can also be cultivated through mindfulness and self-reflection. By becoming more aware of your own emotions and reactions, you can better understand the emotional states of others. Regular mindfulness meditation can enhance your emotional intelligence, allowing you to respond to others with greater sensitivity and care. Reflect on your interactions and consider how you might improve your empathetic responses in future situations. Volunteering and engaging in acts of service are practical ways to develop empathy. By working directly with those in need, you gain first-hand insight into their experiences and challenges. Fiction, in particular, allows you to step into the lives of characters from different backgrounds and cultures. This imaginative exercise can expand your emotional range and understanding, helping you connect more deeply with people in real life. Books, movies, and other forms of storytelling offer valuable opportunities to practice empathy and appreciate the rich tapestry of human experiences. Practicing gratitude and compassion also enhances empathy. By regularly reflecting on the kindness and support you receive from others, you can cultivate a sense of appreciation and a desire to give back. Show compassion not only in grand gestures, but also in everyday interactions. Small acts of kindness, such as offering a kind word, lending a listening ear, or simply being present, can have a profound impact on others and strengthen your empathetic abilities. Empathy is not only beneficial for personal relationships, but also for professional settings. Leaders who practice empathy are better able to understand and support their teams. Leaders who practice empathy are better able to understand and support their teams, fostering a positive and collaborative work environment. Empathetic leadership involves listening to employees' concerns, recognizing their contributions, and addressing their needs. This approach builds trust, loyalty, and motivation, leading to a more effective and harmonious workplace. In times of social and political division, empathy plays a crucial role in bridging gaps and fostering unity. By seeking to understand the experiences and perspectives of those with different backgrounds and beliefs, we can find common ground and work towards collective solutions. Empathy encourages open dialogue, reduces prejudice, and promotes a culture of inclusivity and respect. In conclusion, the importance of empathy cannot be overstated. As Seneca wisely advised, let us try to step into the soul of another person. Let us walk in their shoes. By cultivating empathy through active listening, perspective taking, mindfulness, service, storytelling, gratitude, and compassion, we can enhance our relationships, improve our understanding of others, and contribute to a more compassionate and just society. Others and contribute to a more compassionate and just society. Empathy is a cornerstone of Stoic virtue, guiding us to act with wisdom, justice, and compassion. Embrace the power of empathy and transform your interactions and your world with kindness and understanding. 6. The power of perspective. What if I told you that you have the power to transform everything that happens around you simply by changing something within you? Yes, it sounds exactly like that. The Stoics taught us that it is our perspective on events, not the events themselves, that truly shapes our reality. This profound lesson highlights the transformative power of perspective and its crucial role in achieving a life of peace and resilience. Our perspective is the lens through which we view the world, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By altering this lens, we can change our experience of life, turning challenges into opportunities and adversity into growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them," underscores the importance of cultivating a healthy and constructive perspective to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs. To harness the power of perspective, start by recognizing that you have control over your interpretations and responses. When faced with a difficult situation, pause and reflect on how you are perceiving it. Ask yourself, is my perspective helping or hindering me? And how can I view this situation in a more positive and constructive light? This conscious shift in perspective can significantly impact your emotional and mental well-being. Consider the story of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist who wrote the influential book, Man's Search for Meaning. Despite enduring unimaginable suffering in concentration camps, Frankl discovered that his ability to find meaning and purpose in his suffering transformed his experience. He realized that even in the most dire circumstances, one retains the freedom to choose one's attitude and perspective. Frankl's story exemplifies the Stoic principle that our perspective can empower us to find meaning and resilience in the face of adversity. Another powerful way to shift your perspective is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you shift your attention from what is lacking or going wrong to the abundance and positivity in your life. Keeping a gratitude journal and regularly noting the things you appreciate can help cultivate a more positive outlook. This practice not only enhances your mood, but also builds resilience, enabling you to handle challenges with greater ease. Engaging in mindfulness meditation can also help you develop a more constructive perspective. Mindfulness involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to become aware of your mental patterns. This awareness creates space for you to choose your perspective consciously. By practicing mindfulness, you can detach from negative thought patterns and cultivate a more balanced and positive view of your experiences. Perspective taking is another valuable tool for broadening your understanding and fostering empathy. When faced with a conflict or disagreement, try to see the situation from the other person's point of view. Consider their motivations, feelings, and circumstances. This exercise can break down barriers and foster mutual understanding, making it easier to find common ground and resolve conflicts amicably. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This principle is closely tied to our perspective. When we focus on the aspects of a situation that we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and responses, we feel more empowered and less overwhelmed. This shift in focus helps us maintain a sense of control and calm, even in challenging situations. Reflecting on your past experiences can also help you gain perspective. Consider the challenges you have faced and how you overcame them. Recognize the strength and resilience you demonstrated and the lessons you learned. This reflection can reinforce your confidence in your ability to handle future difficulties and remind you that adversity often brings valuable growth and insights. Reading and learning from diverse perspectives can further enrich your understanding of the world. Engage with literature, philosophy, and stories from different cultures and backgrounds. This exposure broadens your horizons and helps you appreciate the complexity and richness of human experience. By integrating these diverse perspectives, you can develop a more nuanced and empathetic view of the world. Another effective strategy is to reframe negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively about a situation, challenge and reframe those thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, "This is a disaster," try reframing it to, "This is a challenge that I can learn from." This cognitive restructuring can reduce stress and promote a more positive and proactive mindset. Incorporating humor and lightness into your perspective can also be beneficial. Sometimes stepping back and finding humor in a difficult situation can diffuse tension and provide a fresh outlook. Laughter and a lighthearted approach can alleviate stress and remind you not to take things too seriously. In conclusion, the power of perspective is a profound Stoic lesson that empowers us to shape our reality through our interpretations and responses. By recognizing our control over our perspective, practicing gratitude, mindfulness, perspective taking, focusing on what we can control, reflecting on past experiences, learning from diverse perspectives, reframing negative thoughts, and incorporating humor, we can cultivate a more positive and resilient outlook on life. Remember Epictetus's wisdom: men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. Embrace the transformative power of perspective and create a life filled with peace, growth, and inner strength. This is only the beginning. These were just the first 6 lessons. If they've resonated with you, continue the journey and explore the remaining Stoic lessons in the next videos. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.